stretching out before you. A sight that has captivated humanity for generations.
We need to shut down the ASN. Everyone's scattered or in hiding. And the only two people with security access to the ASN are me and Kay. If I don't make Kay, it's your only shot. Find her. Shut it down.
Man, what can I even say about this game? I don't know, just play it. Alien Isolation is an all-time great, just a real classic from the second it came out. It really advanced the hide-and-seek genre of horror game in a lot of ways, and with its environments and sound design, it's really lasted the test of time and endured in the minds of those who played it. Routine, which actually started development before Alien Isolation's release, has been in development for some time now. It certainly absorbed a lot from Isolation in its long development, though. The ability to peek around corners, the emphasis on exploration and problem solving, and the excellent use of sound design are all really evocative of Isolation. It manages to be its own thing, but it definitely exists in a continuum, so just expect a lot of comparisons going forward. In terms of gameplay, Routine has a very fun and simple loop where you have to really fuss around your environment to find items, clues, and puzzle pieces to keep the game moving. It's very simple, but I really love how the game expects you just to crawl around on all fours and just lean around corners to find stuff. It has the vibe of a VR game, but without the inconvenience of a headset. This probably sounds dumb, but I love the verisimilitude of having to find a little button under a table just by crawling on the ground to see where it is. Whereas Ripley in Alien Isolation has a lot of tools, though, Routine really pars things down to a single device, the cat, which is your primary tool in problem solving for pretty much the entire game. You use it to solve little mysteries, open doors, activate machinery, etc., etc. Like I was saying above, though, what makes this thing so charming is just how mundane it is. The switch between functions, or even to degauss its shitty CRT screen, you have to hold down R and turn it towards yourself and start fussing with buttons and switches. It makes it feel really tactile and very real. You really grow to treasure this thing, but also having to switch between functions under stressful situations will take years off your life. And that's sort of the thrust of the gameplay. You're doing really simple tasks in stressful circumstances. The central antagonists of the game are the Type 5s, and they're so daunting that at times I actually forgot I could shoot them with my gun to stun them. The sounds of their footsteps, the light they shine from a distance, and the sheer certainty they approach you with are really masterful. Even when they don't see you at all, you just feel utterly doomed when they move towards you, and that's where the simple problem solving gets you. Having to do things like read, click buttons, or think through little brain teasers, these are all things that would be simple problem solving on their own, but when the Type 5s are coming down on you, these tasks become monumental. I panicked enough sometimes that I just got lost running away from them, like I kept turning corners and wasn't even sure where I ended up at the end of it. No way knowing how to get back to where I was. The visuals of the game are fantastic too. The game feels really lonely, cramped, and oppressive, with a color palette that really kind of messes with my eyes over time. I'm colorblind, and I couldn't even identify some of the colors in this game. The sound is super oppressive as well. Apparently Mick Gordon worked on this, of all people, and he did a fantastic job. I love it when indie games can get big talent like that. The game's mechanics, like I said, are very straightforward. You can tell the game was worked on by a pretty microscopic team without much of a budget, but they managed to make a lot out of a little with it by staying focused. They had pretty clear goals for their environments, for the type of problems you solve, and the sort of feelings they want to instill. Whenever you think you're getting a good grasp on the station or understand your surroundings, they do a great job at always pulling the rug from under you. There's nothing so dynamic as the Xenomorph from Isolation in this game, because I doubt they had the sort of money to develop such a thing, but the developers compensated for it by having great insights into how players will likely react, so they could always keep the stress levels high. I had some real flight or fight responses to things playing this game. It was awesome. Frankly, I could probably talk about it all day. I'd love to do a Mandalore gaming style deep dive on it, honestly, but this is a review, and it's specifically the type of review where I want you to buy it, so I'm just going to cut off a lot of my thoughts at the head. I'm trying to keep footage limited to the game's starting area, but the game's visuals are fantastic throughout. Its sound and music build dread, and its plot keeps you guessing. It has a great mixture of natural scares and haunting scenes, but it also has some legitimately adrenaline-inducing moments. Ironically, it's probably more isolating than its predecessor too, as there's no voiceover on the radio to keep you company or alleviate tension. You never feel safe even when you probably are. It takes what Alien Isolation threw down and kind of refines it into something shorter, sleeker, but still unique. For those who felt that Alien Isolation was too long or that its gameplay was too complicated, I think this is the game for you. You'll feel challenged, but within reason. You won't get bored for sure, and you'll be thoroughly enriched by the retrofuturism of it all. It's inspired by Alien Isolation for sure, but it does manage to become its own thing, and I really look forward to seeing what the creators creators make in the future, even if that takes another 13 years. So in short, play Routine. It's really well priced, it packs a punch. I took my time with it, and it'll stay with me for a good long while. My only real critique on it, I suppose, is that it doesn't really have the replay of something like Alien Isolation, since it kind of lacks the dynamic kind of mechanics of its enemies. Once you've beaten Routine, I suspect there won't be much challenge left, not a lot of reason to revisit it, but not every game really needs to be like that. I suppose I would have liked it to be a little longer as well, maybe like one final escalation at the end, but I think it's better to keep people wanting more than to always overstay your welcome. Good work is easy to grade, and I can comfortably give Routine an A. It succeeds greatly on its own terms, and it gets the Mantis stamp of approval.